Hey, Colonel, did you ever consider that having a red lightsaber was kind of a dead giveaway? I feel like you should have considered
it's too
that.
obvious?
I don't want to fight. Step back. I can't let you through. Iris will be sad if she loses you. Just the sickest burn.
Burn.
Hashtag savage. Don't be so presumptuous. You don't, like... I don't know, Colonel. But your sister will be so... Your sister who I'm boning is gonna be so sad after I fucking eviscerate you.
Your brother, who you've known all your life.
Now get ready.
Now get ready. I'll get
Get
Reggie.
dressed. It's time to go to Grandma's.
Get Reggie, bitch. Bitch.
Bowser bought a tie. Let him host the fucking thing.
Why do they have invincibility frames? I thought they were supposed to not have invincibility frames. Maybe it's X5? I thought it was in this game.
Mixing up your X's.
I am. There's like a lot of them, okay? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. What's the point of having the 3-hit combo if they're invincible through the second 2 hits? That's weird.
You're weird.
Don't agree. Let me just do my downward slash. So X, sorry, I didn't talk about this. Zero doesn't get weapons like X does. You take that for granted because the fact that X can get weapons from the bosses he kills, because was made by Dr. Light, and he was made with the same copy ability that Mega Man Classic had. Zero was not, so he was not. He was made by Wily, so he wasn't made with a variable weapon system. So he doesn't copy weapons from his bosses, but he does learn new moves. He does learn new Street Fighter moves. And they are always a part of his repertoire. You don't have to ever change your weapon. You just have to do the button input.
It's got a little spearmint in the top right.
To do Zero's move. So you hit one button, and I'll just do a lightning attack. Stop. I'm trying not to kill you. You hit up and the button, and he does a fire sword. Hit the down button, does an ice sword. Downward ice sword. He learns the double jump. He learns the sonic spin dash. Oh shit, I accidentally killed you, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Replifor, left for the space. Even if I perish.
The space.
Zero, tell Iris.
Tell the Iris.
That her brother died happily. I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm not going to do the first part of that or the second part of that. Goodbye, Zero. Colonel... Oh, there's our exclamation marks. Huh. That's going to make it really awkward when I'm fucking her later.
Only if you let it.
Whee. What am I missing? Missing one heart tank. Where is it? Oh, Iris is in here. They've left for outer space. Scramble. Iris? She left with them? No, who could have guessed?
Lewis!
Don't do this to me, Iris. Wow, that's really fucked up, Zero. You're taking someone else's pain and making it about you? That's kind of fucked up. Oh, it's here. I do remember where it is. That's how you can tell. This is the only other game I've played aside from X1 to any degree of, like, capacity of, like, information retention. Because I remember where the heart tank that I'm missing is and how to get it. This isn't fucking Mega Man X3 where I have to play for 2 fucking hours to get all the fucking upgrades.
And for some reason we decided to make that like, oh, we got like an hour. Why don't we make why don't we do some?
We'll do a very short recording session.
3 hours later.
Fucking hate that game. Oh Jesus. Yeah. So, you know, they didn't give Iris a backstory, or Colonel really. They didn't like establish their relationship at all. So that just gives me, you know, fan fiction fuel in my own head to be like, you know what that means? It means that Zero was starting to feel insecure about everyone calling him gay. Or a girl. You know what it was? Probably he was insecure about people calling him a girl.
A trap.
Yeah, he was like, I'm a man. Camille is a man's name.
Andrea means man in Greek.
Camille is a man's name. Yeah.
That's a chick's name, no.
So he was like, fuck you, and went out, and is like, we'll see. You think I'm a girl just because I have long hair, boobs, and I'm actively getting dicked in the ass every single night?
Plus I have a vagina.
By a strong, like, male leaderly presence who is actively stronger than me in every single possible way.
And we smooch and stuff?
Okay, look. That's not okay. And X is standing right there, being like... He is actively saying all this while X is right there, being like, dude!
Dude!
I'll show you all! And he goes out, and he's like, I'm gonna have a sword fight with this fucking Repliforce dude. It's gonna be so much fun sword fighting with this other man. Everyone's like, Zero, you don't get it, dude. You don't fucking get it, dude.
Dude.
You're not getting it at all. So he's out sword fighting with this other man. And he's like, that was fun. We see that a little bit in the opening, actually. We see, like, that little anime original opening cutscene. We see Zero and Colonel fighting, and they're smiling at each other, and they're having a good time. They're being bros.
They're obviously aroused.
Sword fighting each other. Yeah, that's swords. And Colonel was probably like, let me introduce you to my sister. And he's like, oh, hey, you're a female character. There's not a lot of those in this series.
You got one of them front holes.
Better start fucking ya.
You got a front hole.
Zero's story is so much fucking shorter, and it's not just because I'm playing on Rookie Hunter mode out of frustration and impatience. See, I didn't have to spend 10 minutes trying to get to a light capsule upgrade by navigating spikes. He just fucking has the heart tanks to deal with. So yeah, he probably was like, I'll just start fucking this bitch.
The side piece.
And X is just sitting there going like, whatever makes you feel better, dude. So, here's the Iris.
Smashing puss.
Iris, so what she got in her hands there?
A McMeal.
Some kind of a purple.
It's
some kind of grape
Galaxy
soda.
Man's testicle.
And it's glowing.
He's only got one.
So, this feeds into stuff that will kind of come into play later on. But what it's implied is that is like the digital soul of her brother. Like she caught it.
Like a Pokemon.
With like a little butterfly net as it was floating away. Because, like, we have already established, like, there is an ethereal, like, non-tangible something or other that makes, you know, that encompasses, like, a Reploid's personal identity and sense of self that goes beyond just their physical, mechanical construction. And that's what that's supposed to be. And also, backstory time, there was, I forget what it's even from, but apparently it's canon. Iris and Colonel used to be one robot. They used to be one Reploid that they were like, let's make a Reploid just like X, where he has like, let's make Ender's Game, basically, where it's a Reploid who can be super hard murder, but still have compassion for his enemies.
Pet kitties.
And it didn't work out, so they split them into two robots.
Also similar to DMC5.
Yes, kind of. That's actually really true and upsetting to me. Capcom's just writing the same story over and over.
They got two stories and they're gonna use them.
They keep doing it. So, apparently that's canon. Apparently, like, Colonel and Iris used to be one individual that was split up into two individuals. Which is kind of weird when you think about it. So, you can think of them as twins, more so than brother and sister. So she's probably really fucking mad that he got killed. And if she grabbed his little robot soul, which is what that's supposed to be, she can probably do some weird-ass shit with it, because they used to be one entity.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little...
It's gonna get a little hot in this room.
It's gonna get a porn hubby. Well, that sounds
Iris.
weird.
Totally not evil.
She's fine.
Stay with me, brother.
What?
Brother!
What is your accent?
Brother! Brother, it's not over yet. Stay with me. So, like, Zero is so kind of fucked up that he's not being like, I'm gonna go ahead and not fight my girlfriend.
Maybe not.
No, he's just like, oh, you're
gotta kick her ass.
You're attacking me, have to kill you now.
Oops. Oopsie daisies.
I kind of feel bad, but also, like, it's almost like instinct. Like, he is a weapon of war. You engage with him in combat, he's just gonna fucking murder you super hard.
Weapon of fight.
Oh, it's fine.
She's dead.
Oh, here we go.
Booze.
Iris! Iris!
Zero,
Hang in there, Iris.
please, stay away from Replifos. Let's live together. In
Are you
a world
Australian?
where only Reploids exist.
Sounds like Maverick talked to me.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist.
oh.
With you.
Whoa.
Iris! Iris!
I'm so excited.
Iris!
I'm excited.
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting
Oh my god. It's beautiful. Peak
Choice cut.
90s Capcom localization right there.
Choice cut of beef.
Oh my god.
Iris! Iris.
Zero,
Iris, hang in there.
please, stay away from Repliforce. Let's live together in a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, it's only fantasy. There is no world just for Reploids.
I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist. With you.
Iris. 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 Iris! Iris. Iris. No! This isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on! What am I fighting for?
I don't even accept that as okay. I'm not even okay with that because it's funny.
God.
Like, you sit there and tell me, like, the voice acting in Resident Evil 1 is bad. I disagree.
Oh my
The
god.
voice acting in Resident Evil 1 is some of the best voice acting in the history of the medium. That is bad voice acting
That
right
is
there.
bad.
You know why? You know what the difference is? Because Resident Evil 1, they didn't give a shit. They actively did not care at all. They hired any English-speaking people living in Japan that they could find and had them do like 3 recording sessions. They weren't credited by name. They didn't give a shit. They didn't even want to have a story mode in that fucking game. They produced garbage because they didn't care. And it's amazing. That is why the voice acting in Resident Evil 1 is great. This has no excuse.
That.
Okay? There's no excuse for this shit.
What
This was produced by a dub studio.
am I
Capcom of America hired professional voice actors
fighting for?
to fucking do that. It's not okay. So here's what's cool. I'm gonna be editing them in as we go, so you've already seen them. But Lucas Gibson, who started voice acting Zero later on in, like, Command Mission and Mega Man X8, I keep hoping against hope Mega Man X9's coming, you guys. Lucas Gibson, for fun, not even for pay, just for fun, redubbed those scenes with, like, actual voice acting, and he actually got, like, other voice acting friends to help him do
Yeah, I
it.
remember
Like,
that.
almost every scene with Zero in it got redubbed just for funsies by the person who ended up voice acting Zero later on in the series. And that's really fucking cool, and those scenes are really good, so I'm gonna be, like, peppering them in after they actually happen.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like, no, fuck you. I don't even care. Like, the meme, like, that's one of those things, like, you wanna say, like, oh, Resident Evil 1's bad voice acting. Like, no, it's good voice acting, because of how bad it is. This is just straight up inexcusable.
That's bad.
I don't even accept it. I don't even accept... Why did you blow up your own chair?
Right after you got up.
So- And it's what's even more frustrating is, like, that's a really important scene for Zero's character development. He's literally going, like, it's a meme, what am I fighting for? But that is the most important moment for Zero's character development in the entire series. Because up until this point, as I have been stressing, Zero just fights because that's what he do. He was born to kill, and he doesn't question it. X is the one who's always questioning himself and why he fights, and if it's worth it. Zero just, he's going like, yeah, thumbs up, I murdered that guy, I'm having a good time.
Hard murd.
We need to, like, something needs to die, I'm gonna kill it. That's how it do. For the first time, Zero is looking around going like, there are innocent, like, civilians. Iris was a fucking civilian-ass, innocent-ass bitch that he was fucking.
Side ass.
And she died, and he had to kill her. Because of this pointless conflict that happened for no reason. Because, like, human society decided that Repliforce is evil, and Mavericks, and needed to die. And he carried out that will without thinking about it, just because that's what he do.
That's what you do.
And for the first time, he's going like, why am I doing this?
What am I fighting for?
Like, sincerely, though, what is he fighting for?
Yeah.
He fights, but why? X
Yeah.
at least has a reason. X at least goes, like, one day I dream of a world where we won't have to fight.
Yeah.
What will Zero do in that world? There's, like, if there was no more war, if there was no more fighting, what would Zero have to live for? That's all he has. That's all he does is fight. He doesn't even know why. Those lives are on your conscience. Independence always at a high price. Wow, you're a dick. He's there going like, this is his character development. He's going like, I'm actually questioning maybe fighting and killing people endlessly is kind of fucked up.
Maybe.
Maybe it's not a good thing to be doing this. I have no regrets.
Show me your true power.
And Zero's sitting here going like, I have so many regrets. My well of regrets is truly bottomless. So like that, it sucks even more that moment is a meme, more so than just because it's like it doesn't suck. I mean, it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like, you know, I'm not begrudging anyone. I was fucking dying watching that shit. It's bad and funny.
Yeah.
But it sucks that it's bad and funny because that's actually a really fucking serious moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this like innocent girl who did nothing wrong, who watched her brother die, killed by her boyfriend over absolutely nothing. Was killed by her boyfriend. And Zero is going, like, having an existential crisis, like, why is this happening? Why am I an instrument of it? Like, literally, what am I fighting for? I have no reason to go on. This can't be happening. And Lucas Gibson was like a little bit screamy, but it conveys there's like, again, you have already seen it by now. But when Lucas Gibson, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, by the way. When Lucas Gibson did that scene, like at the end, there's like a little like, what am I fighting for? And it's like so subtle. And it's like right at the end, but it's like, oh no!
My cockles.
You did voice acting, dude. You did it. General. Someone else controlling. Earth's in grave danger. It must be stopped. I'll handle this. I'm gonna go have a boss rush.
I'm gonna go have a pie.
You wait here. I'll go home.
If it didn't work, I'd go off and have a pie. Not a piece of pie. An entire pie.
An actual pie, though. So, another reason Zero is the main character. Actually, I'm gonna stop talking now, because I think... Is it? It's not. No, we're doing the boss rush. Okay. So, that's like the other reason Zero's the main fucking character of the series now. Especially, well, this game. Because X doesn't have any character development. He doesn't, like, think about anything that happened during this entire fucking game. His takeaway at the end of his story mode is, what caused all those Reploids to go Mavericks?
You dumbass.
Why did they become Mavericks?
Only the X-Buster on my arm knows for sure.
And it's like, Jesus Christ, X.
Like, really?
That's fucked up. And, like, he's completely stagnant. And that's something that's actually kind of interesting, but, like, the game doesn't draw attention to it or anything. But it's like, X is, you know, like, a lawful good character, but the law that he, you know, is a paladin for is not good. What happens when a lawful good character is fighting for a lawful evil society? And that's kind of what X is all about as of this game. Like, he's not questioning, maybe it's really fucked up that all these fucking Reploids were declared Mavericks kind of for no reason. He goes, oh man, they were declared Mavericks. Therefore they are Mavericks. The law says that Mavericks must die, and I do not question that. I just question when the fighting will end. Like, only the X-Buster knows for sure. On my arm knows for sure. When... Okay, there we go. See, look at that. Look at that. Only the X-Buster on my arms knows for sure. But he's not going like, maybe this fight, like, shouldn't have happened. He's going like, why did this fight have to happen? And it's, like, actually kind of fucked up. They has, like, no sense of awareness to question. And, like, it's not even because that's how he was programmed. He just, like, actually believes that, like, the human society, the society that exists, you know, with Reploids being kind of like, you know, put aside for the sake of human society and human safety is what, you know, should be done. Because, and that's like, okay, fucking Light's little 100 years of ethical testing, probably, you know, back then, when fucking, what is this guy's weakness, anyway? Not that, apparently. Stop. Oh, apparently it's Fire Sword? Okay. Okay, whatever. Fire Sword's like 3 bosses' weakness. Why would you... He's fucking teleporting in order to do contact damage to me on fucking purpose. What an asshole. Like, Light's 100 years of ethical... That's what's kind of fucked up, is Light could never have predicted the Reploid race coming into existence. Light could never have predicted, like, society 100 years in the future finding X and reverse engineering his technology to make an entire race of artificial life forms, of artificial, like, people. He could never have predicted that. So when he was designing X's, like, 30 years of ethical testing, it was probably pretty human-centric. The ethical testing was probably based around going like, you should choose, you should always make the choice to defend humanity at all times. Like, you're not bound by your programming, you don't have to. You're not restricted. If you wanted to be evil and kill all the humans, you totally could, but here's 30 years of ethical testing to make sure you would always decide yourself to make the choice to defend humanity. So, after 100 years of kind of being brainwashed by Dr. Light's ethical testing, X probably, like, doesn't even consider the notion that humanity could be wrong. So when he's, like, in the situation where it's like humans are declaring these Reploids to be Mavericks, he's not sitting there going like, he's not sitting there and analyzing, like, what, you know, did these Reploids do that caused this political scenario to occur. He's going like, oh, humans say they're Mavericks. Why did they turn Maverick? How could they have done this? It's like, how dare they? Oh, gee, I sure hope I don't become a Maverick one day. He's not questioning it. He questions himself, but he doesn't question the society that he serves to, like, protect. Because, again, Dr. Light could never possibly have predicted that. He never could have known. His number one concern when making X's 30/100 years of ethical testing was to make sure that X would be accepted by human society, and that X wouldn't turn around and totally murder human society. Light could never have predicted that the Reploid race would have happened, so therefore, he never would have created X's ethical programming to consider the notion that Reploids, a species that only came into existence because of X's existence, as, like, having equal value as human life.
I was, like, trying to look at it through the lens of when there was only one Star Wars movie, and it was called Star Wars.
Yeah. There's, like, you couldn't have known.
Yeah.
You could never have predicted. That's why it was such a big deal. You could never have predicted that Vader was Luke's father.
Mm-hmm.
Because it hadn't been written in that he was yet. It didn't happen.
Spoilers, dude!
Oh my god.
Thought it was like his uncle or something. Fuck.
Vader's Dutch for father. No, it's not how it's pronounced.